Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young, in the flesh. Let me turn that on. Silent that. At least we know those YouTube live alerts are working. Give you guys a few minutes to get up in here, and then we're going to get started. It's not really, it's more of just about my thoughts. What's up, James? About my thoughts about what's happening now, right? It's no specific topic. It's just more about, I don't know, just more about you unconscious slaves. It's, it's so crazy when I think about it, man. I know you guys hear it in my voice and it sounds like I'm talking about you or something like that, right? But I'm not, because I used to be an unconscious slave. I didn't wake up till like age 40, 41. That's when I woke up, right? From 18 to 40, I was an unconscious slave. So when I call you one, that I was talking, that was you. I was you at one time, okay, for a very long time, but now I'm not. Okay, I just want to make that clear. I used to be an unconscious slave, but now I'm not. All right. I just want people to and remember, everything I'm saying is mathematically true. Okay, everything I say is mathematically true. And since math is an exact science, that means it's never wrong. And if I trust math, that means I'm never wrong, ever. All right. All right. One more minute and then we're going to get started. Just woke up at 2 p.m. Oh, it's 2 p.m. It's your time, Aaron. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. That's right. You're in the UK, Aaron? All right. Hello, everyone. My name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them mathematically see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt, financing everything that goes down in value, and wondering why they're living paycheck to paycheck. They just cannot figure it out, right? That was me. From the age of 18 to age 40, I lived in the debt matrix. I was a slave. Now, there's two kinds of slaves. There's unconscious slaves and there's conscious slaves. Unconscious slaves don't trust math and they don't know they don't trust math. Okay, that's unconscious. Believing you're a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage, believing you got a car on sale after financing it for 84 months. That's called an unconscious slave. Conscious slaves they were once unconscious, found the SMD channel because there is no other channel on YouTube like it. Okay, there is none. They found the YouTube channel, did the savings minus debt, hit equal, and believed the calculator. Conscious slaves became conscious because they believed the numbers that they saw on their calculator. Now they're doing whatever it takes to get out of debt. They're proud to call themselves unconscious slaves because many will die unconscious. Millions will die unconscious without ever knowing that you could be free. They're gonna die. They're gonna die believing debt was just part of life and it is what it is. They all say it out loud in public. And anyway, got out, freed myself. I didn't know I was a slave until I got out of debt. Found Dave Ramsey, excuse me. Let me not skip that part. I found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey basically said, take the math that you learned in elementary school, apply it to your finances, and you'll win with money. That's what I did. Freed myself. I didn't know I was a slave until I freed myself. Now I'm in a whole different financial world, and I just want, I help others be part of it. That's what I do. I help people. Basically, SMD helps people own themselves. Okay. I show people using mathematics. That way, You can't argue with it. You can't say it's wrong. There's nothing you can say about what I show you to you, because you cannot get around math. But unconscious slaves believe they can. And since unconscious slaves believe they can get around mathematics, the banks, financial institutions are there to support you of that belief. Okay, they are there to support you because since you believe there's ways around mathematics, they're there to support you because you believe there is a way and there's not. But they provide you a way at an interest rate. That's how it works. That's why I once believed that I could be a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage. I believe that. Even though the laws of mathematics say that's impossible, but the banks say it's possible. How? They gave me a mortgage. You can be a homeowner. Yeah, here, sign on the dotted line right here. You're a homeowner. Whatever you want to believe. It's just if they believe that, which is important now, because I want you to understand that though I'm out of the debt matrix, I never say this part because I want to make sure it's clear. Though I'm out of the debt matrix, I understand the need and purpose of the debt matrix to the economy. So I don't want you guys thinking I'm for it, against it. It's just there. You choose your side of it. Either you trust math or you don't trust math. If you don't trust math, it is against you. If you trust math, it's for you. Period. There are no in-betweens. There is no in-between. Once you're out of it, that's it. You cannot go back. Once you free yourself, there is no going back. You will never say, "Oh man, I was cool with being a slave. Let me just go on back." You won't do that. That will never happen. Now, maybe you guys will get this, maybe you won't. I try my best to try to show you mathematically, but if you don't believe the math that I'm showing you, that's just on you. They What you guys see on social media and YouTube and TikTok, that's a facade. When you guys look on social media and it looks like everybody's life is better than yours, that's a facade. People are not doing as well as you think they're doing. Okay, that they're tricking you. But if you believe everybody else is doing better than you, you're gonna start doing all the things that they're doing to think that their life is better. When you guys go to these YouTube channels and you guys see the background, those are stages. That's no different than TV. When you see a stage, the Cosby Show, all these family shows, that's a stage. That's not a real house. When you see what they're wearing, they have to make you believe that they have money. They have to make you believe it. How do they do that? By showing you stuff that you believe psychologically in your brain represents money, when it doesn't. If it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't matter what you're seeing through your eyes. It doesn't matter. The majority of people that you follow are just like you. They just have bigger payments. You'll follow them. They'll show you the inside of a house and you'll see it's really, really big and it's way bigger than yours. But if they're making a mortgage payment, they're just like you. They just have a bigger payment. They're no different than you. Now they know you guys are in fear. Okay. This is obvious. People can't pay their rent, millions on unemployment. You guys are in fear. You guys are the only ones that don't know that. That is crystal clear to me. It's using the fear that you guys have against you right now. It's just they're keeping you guys so busy running around like chickens with your head cut off. And so the people, it's like fishing in a barrel. Now they know you're looking for something to grasp on that's going to make you some fast money, that's going to get you out of this hole you're in. That's what they're using to that's on the hook. That's what do you understand? They're keeping you guys so busy. Cryptocurrency, Dogecoin, all this other. I mean, they got you guys you guys don't even know what to grasp onto. So you know what you do? This is what you do. So you jump on channels and dive in other people's lives so you can escape your own. Believe in something that you're seeing on whatever you're watching to view it, thinking it's somehow different than you. No, it's not. That's why those type of channels are so big. Why do you think that is? Everybody's trying to escape their own life. Once you find your own life, you're not interested in paying attention to anybody talking about other people. Why would you? It makes absolutely no sense. And once you get out of debt, check this out. Once you get out of debt, you won't follow people like that because you will know time is the most valuable thing on earth. You're going to be fucking dead one day. You're going to be dead. You know you're going to die. Everybody knows once you were born, one day you're going to die. That means time is the most valuable thing on earth. But you guys don't know that. You know why? Because you're in debt. And if you're in debt, you don't own your time. Now you're probably thinking, then who does? Log into your credit report and take a look at the list of businesses that own your time. They own it. Hey man, you hear the emotion in my voice when I do that? Because that was me. And I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. I'm college educated. Let me tell you something. None of that has nothing to do with anything to what I'm telling you about right now. Nothing, none of that. College education, where you work, where you live, what you drive. If you're making a mortgage payment, you're just a slave driving a nice car. If you're making a mortgage payment and a car payment on a nice car, nice house, you're just a slave in a nice house and driving a nice car. Nothing more, nothing. I'm telling you, that's how they keep you slaves busy. You guys don't even see the tidal wave coming. You guys are so busy, wrapped up in just all this. Just it's horrible, man. And I don't mean to laugh at you. I really don't. I really don't mean to laugh at you. It's insulting because I was in it. I was in it. That was me. I was in it. Fell for it all. Mm. They just keep you busy, man. You guys don't even see the tidal wave coming. As soon as that unemployment stops and it's time to make student loan payments again, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? They knew you guys were gonna go out and finance shit because you think just because now listen, this is oh man, this is the psychological part about it, okay? Now listen closely. Since the student loans were paused, you guys believe in your minds that you now have more money at the end of the month when you don't. Since you believe you now have more money at the end of the month, guess what you guys go do? You guys go out and finance more stuff. Mm. And then when that tidal wave comes, unemployment stops because they got to get you slaves back to work. I hope you guys not working hurts the economy. They got to get you slaves back to work. How are they going to do that? Money doesn't exist for you. So how are they going to do that? Stop the unemployment. That's it. Then you guys got to get back to work. That's what, that's how it works. And those of you that need jobs right now and you're not going back because you're receiving unemployment, now's the time to get a job because they're available everywhere. When those student loans come back on and that unemployment stops, there won't be no jobs available because unconscious slaves are going to take whatever they can get. Why? To eat. None of that will be available. Now, but at the same time, because I don't want to give you guys complete, oh my God, this is the end of the world, nothing's going to happen. Oh my God, no, this is also a time to wake the fuck up and get on the right side of the financial system. You could say to yourself, I don't want this to ever happen to me again. How do you do that? You must first own yourself. You must first own yourself. You can't own anything if you don't own yourself first. You won't be running around with your head like with a chicken with your head cut off, following everything that's happening on the fucking news and what people are saying. Because the majority of people that's still giving you financial information, those are unconscious slaves. They have no idea what they're talking about. People, listen. People that own themselves don't listen to people that don't own themselves. That doesn't make any mathematical sense. You don't listen to finance. You don't listen for financial information from unconscious slaves that don't even know that they don't even own themselves. They don't know that. If your student loans are your oldest debts and you have a mortgage and you have car payments and you're financing your cell phone, you are unconscious. Because you're probably thinking, what do you mean? Nothing, right? What I just said is all that's all in the negative. If you're in the negative, you don't own anything according to the laws of mathematics. You have what I call FCD, financial cognitive dissonance. Believing financial information, this is the definition, believing financial information that's not mathematically true. Do you get it? This is why you guys you guys do what you're told. Do you know when you get out of the debt matrix, you look at TV totally different to the point to where you can't even stand watching it. Let me give you some examples. Now, when you watch TV, you'll never forget those people are acting, living their lives. They're living better. The people that you're watching on TV, those are actors. They're doing something. They have followed their dreams to where now they're on TV and you are watching them live their dreams. To me, in my mind, it's like, shit, why would I watch you do it? It's time for me to do it. That's how I look at it. I'm not going to sit there and watch you live your dreams. That's why when I was growing up, I could never watch sports, and people thought I was weird for not watching sports. But now I understand. Why would I waste time watching other people live their dreams when I could be figuring out my own and live my own? This is how you will look at everything now, that you won't be able to turn it off. So you won't be running around here. Oh my God, should I do this? Who should I follow? This is the account agents. This blah, you won't follow for any of this stuff, man. If you could see how I don't want to say, listen, I'm using they, but there is no they. It's you. They put it this way. If you guys didn't have somebody to blame, you'd be forced to look in the mirror. That cannot happen. Unconscious slaves must always now listen closely. This is another t-shirt, okay? Unconscious slaves must always have somebody to blame outside themselves. That is a very important piece to the economy. It must be something, it must be someone. So they put people in place, they put entities in place, so you guys will always have somebody to blame. It must be them, it must be the Democrats, Republicans, blah, 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 but it can't be you. Of course, I have a credit card. Of course. That I don't speak on that too much, Aaron, because slaves, and you will understand this because I can tell by the way you're even asking that question. We use credit cards different than unconscious slaves. We actually know what the purpose of it. We understand that credit is a tool. It's not a need. It's like it's a hammer. Hey, we need to rent a hotel. Cool. You know, if we got a credit card, we get cash back because we have money to have it in the first place. So we really get cash back. Slaves don't get cash back. They don't know how to use it. They think they get cash back while they're making monthly payments on a credit card at a certain percentage rate. That actually makes absolutely no sense. None, zero. But us as non-slaves, we're like, oh, okay, yeah, I need to rent a hotel. Okay, let me pull out this hammer. I'm just pretending, this is the credit card. Boom. Rent a car, pull out the credit card. Boom. I want to be in and out. I'm not doing no debit card. Then they got to call and verify your bank account. No, that's too much time, because everything is about time. That's way too much time. What's going to help me get through this process the fastest? Using a credit card. Cool. That's going to use it. So it's just like that. You're welcome. Thank you, Willie. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm 100% debt free, and I listen to you all the time. It reminds me to never go back to slavery. Yeah, that's not even an option. You guys know that? It says, why do people think rent is a waste of money and mortgage is not? Because, and that's you know why? And I got the only answer, you'll never hear this answer anywhere on the internet. This is why they say that. People with mortgages do not know they are renting from the bank. They think since they removed the landlord, they are not renting. But what they don't know is this. The bank wants you to remove the landlord so they can get paid directly. People with mortgages are renting from the bank. So here's another shirt saying of one of mine. My shirt's going to say, what's the difference between renters? No, wait. Okay. What's the difference between people with mortgages and renters? Renters know they're renting. These are the sayings that are going to go on, that are going to go on the SMD shirt. So to make people think, because a person with a mortgage, they're going to read that and be like, what's that mean? And then I'm going to tell them. No, then I'm going to show them mathematically. So I'm gonna walk you through on how I'm gonna do this, okay? Because I've already been planning this in my head, okay? Now this is gonna be an SMD shirt. It's gonna say, what's the difference between, I'm gonna shorten it up. What's the difference between people with mortgages and renters? Renters know they're renting. Now this is gonna spark an unconscious slave's brain to say, what does that mean? And then I'm gonna turn to them because I already know what they're gonna say. This is what you guys don't understand. When you're out of the debt matrix, I swear to you, unconscious slaves talk. They sound like they're talking in slow motion because I already know why they're about to ask this question. But that's neither here nor there, right? And I'm gonna say, pull out your calculator. I'll show you. Then they're gonna pull it out. Then I'm gonna say, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. Now this is going to be the glitch in the debt matrix. Now this is where they have to what they're going to do. Now I'll say, according to your calculator, are you a homeowner? Does it look like you're a homeowner in the negative? Now, if they continue to believe that they're a homeowner, they're unconscious. If they believe the calculator, they will become conscious. But at the same time, this is also important. And I will show you why it's important. It's very important for unconscious slaves to believe they're homeowners with 30-year mortgages. Because without them believing that the housing market could not exist. It wouldn't exist because it could not exist. Can you imagine if they kicked out everybody out of if they foreclosed on everybody with student loan debt? The housing market would crash. It would instantly crash. That's why it cannot happen. So they must believe that. They don't understand it. But again, that's important too. It's obviously important. There's trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. Trillions with a T. That seems pretty obvious. That's pretty important for slaves to believe. It takes 30 years to pay off a house that was built in 30 days. That's important. Yeah, exactly. I like that, Nick. Stop renting from the bank. Oh, these t-shirts are coming. I'm working with my son right now. I just had to get what I was going to put on these shirts. And I have established that they're going to be the same, to something that's going to make unconscious slaves think. It's going to make them ask a question. I'm going to force unconscious slaves to ask me, to ask whoever's wearing those shirts. You got to be prepared when you put on these SMD shirts. This is important to tell you. Be prepared to answer the questions. Because I tell you right now, if you get one of these shirts and you are not free, you're not going to know how to answer that question for that person. They're going to ask you what that means, and you're not going to have an answer for them because you don't know the answer. Oh, I will, Monique. I will. I'm still in the process of working with my son to get it, but it's going to get done for sure. I just had to know what I was going to put on them. I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it. This time it's going to be quality shirts with quality statements on there. You know, something that makes SMD members proud to even wear them. Be able to be proud to say, wear these shirts and know the answer to the questions on the shirt. I'm excited. That's when you know it clicks, man. Just to show the world, man, you're different. You're different than everybody else pretending. Because a lot of people on social media, man, I'm telling you guys, they're fooling you. Here, let me give you an example. Have you noticed how many cryptocurrency experts are out there? Have you noticed that? There's so many cryptocurrency experts. There's so many Forex experts. You could just throw a dart and hit one. You know why that is? If the majority are doing it, it's usually not mathematically true. That's another shirt saying. They just keep flowing. If the majority knows about it, it's usually not mathematically true. Those type of statements are going to make people ask, what does that mean? I would turn to them and say, hey, you got student loan debt? They're going to say yes. I'm going to say, how much did you invest in cryptocurrency? They're going to say, let's just give an example. Say like they said, $1,000. How much student loan debt you got? 50,000. I'm going to say, open up your calculator. I want you to put in 1,000 minus 50,000 and hit equal. They're going to do it. I'm going to say, that's how much money you had to invest in cryptocurrency right there. Negative. They're going to look and say, negative 49,000. Yes. Negative 49,000. That's how much you had to invest in cryptocurrency. They're going to say, well, how can you do that? I'm going to tell them you can't. But since you believe you can, the bank helps you do it. Because if you have no money, you have to borrow the money. You have to. That's why you believe in credit. Why do you think they keep you unconscious slaves with so much credit, this and information, that 20% utilization, and don't use this here. If you get this credit card, it'll boost your credit. Why do you think there's so much information? Because it's all makes it. You don't need it. You just believe you need credit. Credit is a business. The credit report agencies, those are private entities. That's why you can never know, hey, what are the inner workings of the FICA? That's why they don't have to give you the information. If you just think about it, right? You think about it like this, because you always hear people on the internet talking about, well, nobody really knows the inside workings of the FICA. Well, if they don't share that information, stop playing. Wait a minute, you want me to play the game, but you don't want to tell me the rules? Yeah, I'm not playing. You don't have to play. That's how they keep you guys busy, man. They just be, I swear to you guys, they just be throwing all kind of stuff out there, switching FICO 5, 9, 10. Use this one's better than that one. Don't use the one on Credit Karma, because you instead use the FICO, because none of that even matters. None of it. You can turn to a slave and say, hey, have they actually showed you the inner workings of how they come up with these formulas? Or is that posted on? No. Then why are you doing it? That's like that's like going to another country and playing a sport that you've never played before, and they just suit you up and put you in a game without telling you how to play. I mean, we know how sports work here, right? But if you look at sports in other countries, just look up on YouTube a foreign sport that you've never seen before, right? And you see their uniforms. What if they suited you up today and just threw you in there? Listen, that's how you slaves look. That's funny. I'm cracking up myself. That's how you slaves look, man. Can you imagine if you looked up a foreign sport, they suited you up today and threw you in? That's how obvious. That's how obvious you look. That's how obvious you look when you're running around in the finance game. That's how we see you. That's a perfect analogy. That's how you look. And that's bad. See? It's like what I try to do is give you guys a picture of what your life will be once you become debt free. That's how the financial world will look to you. The unconscious slaves run around like they don't know the rules to the game. Can you imagine? Take somebody that never played basketball, suited them up on a pro team and threw them in. Everybody in the stadium will clearly see that person has never played basketball before. Clearly. Now picture that. That's you guys on the floor, right? But in the stands, there's only a few of us in the stands. Imagine the floor being packed to capacity, but the seats, there two here, five over there, you'd be like, how are they making money? That's what? That's how it looks. And imagine you guys on the field, whatever you want to pick, and you guys are just busy, just doing shit. Don't even know what you're doing. You guys are just packed up amongst each other. Don't know which way you're going. Nothing. Just busy. Long as you're busy, you think you're doing something, but you ain't doing nothing. Now, again, I'm not talking about you because that was me. It sure was. It was me. Busy, just like you guys are right now. Running, don't know who to trust. Don't know what accountant to get. Don't know what kind of tax person to get for you. Who to do your paycheck. Do I have enough for retirement? Blah, blah, blah. All the fears that in your brain, they selling them to you. All because you don't know, keeping you busy. Be busy all the way till you're dead. You don't want to be busy and wake up at 60. Waking up, let me tell you something, you guys, okay? Because I know you guys don't remember everything I'm saying. I can prove mathematically, okay? I want to make sure that's 100% clear. When you wake up, you better have a strong mind. You better have one. Your mind better be strong, and it's going to count on what age you wake up. But if you wake up at my age, 50, your brain better be very strong. 40 was bad enough. That's when I woke up. 40. I know you young people think 40 is old. It's not. It's not old. Thank God I was still young enough. Plus I had the income to pay my debt off quickly. And that still took a couple years. Did you hear what I said? It took a couple years to pay off my debt. But during that process, I thought about all the things and all the people I listened to financially. Every single one of them were unconscious slaves. They were just like me. Car payments, mortgage payments, student loan payments, phone payments, wash and dryer payments, furniture payments. All signs of unconscious slaves, financing things that go down in value. You're going to realize it all. Now you're going to either dwell on it or you're going to just get over it and be thankful that you woke up. Because once you're out of it, yeah, when I think back, when I first got out, man, I think back right now, I probably dwelled on that for about About a couple months. About a couple months. But then I was just happy to be able to see now. But you better have a strong mind, I tell you that. But the younger you get this information, you'll be financially unstoppable, legally and morally. You'll know you don't have to deceive anybody. You don't have to scam people. You don't have to you don't have to trick them. You don't have to make up stuff just to get their money and all this other. You don't have to do any of that. Why? Because you know that money doesn't mathematically exist for slaves. So there's absolutely no reason to do anything because they don't know that. And since they don't know that, and you do know that, there's absolutely no reason to steal from slaves. There's no reason to do that. You can do all that legally. Now, this was just a random video of some thoughts that I had. Now here, if you got any questions of me, anything I said, maybe you want to have a question that you want answered, that it doesn't seem like nobody else can answer it, that you're looking for, or maybe you're a person right now that's wandering around the debt matrix, and I'm describing it because this was me. Maybe you're a person wandering around the debt matrix, knowing that something's wrong, but you can't put your finger on it. You don't know who to ask. You don't even know what question to ask, but all you know is something's wrong. That was me. If this is you, this is the answer. I'm gonna shoot you light years financially ahead of millions of people. Right here is the answer. Logan Jones says, should I sell stock to pay off debt? I'm gonna give you a different answer, Logan, so you can understand what you're asking me. Okay. Before you bought that stock, this is what you should have done. You should have added up all your savings. No, this is what you should have done. Take the money that you invested in the stock minus your total debt, add up all your debt, and take the money that you invested in stock and put in that amount you put in stock minus your total debt and hit equal. That's how much money you had to invest in stock. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, that's in the negative. Yeah, that's in the negative. So this is the question to you. Why do you believe you could invest in stock with negative dollars? If you understand what I just told you, you will know what to do, and you will know why you asked that question. Now, so you don't think I'm trying to fool you, I want you to do that in your calculator. Put those numbers in your calculator with your own finger. The money that you invested in stock minus your total debt, hit equal. That's how much money you had to invest in stock. Because that question alone just told me that you invested in stock while having debt, which according to the laws of mathematics, that's 100% impossible. You cannot invest in stock while you're in the negative. That's impossible. I understand what you're saying and can run the numbers. I have a positive net worth. I'm not sure what you mean there, Logan. I don't. Maybe was your question not about you? Was it just a general question? Because if you're in debt, If you're in debt, you cannot have and I'm talking personal finances only. Let's make sure that's not to confuse everybody that comes in the room. I am talking about personal finances only. I do not talk about anything outside of personal finances. SMD is here to help you own you. Period. If you want to stop being an unconscious slave, you must own yourself. And you're probably thinking, how much does it cost to own myself? This is what you do. Log into your online credit report, Credit Karma, Experian, whatever. Log in there. As soon as you log in there, there's going to be a big number that's going to pop up in your face. I want you to put a negative in front of it. That's how much it's going to cost you to be free. That's your price tag right there. Until you pay back, that's your price tag. That's how much it's going to cost you to be free. If you don't have the money or you don't believe you'll ever get it, you'll never own yourself. You can't. That's your price tag. I want to make this as simple as possible for you guys. I really do. Because you don't want to be like that earlier example that I just said, putting you on the playing field. If you never played football, suited you up in a pro game and put you on the field without ever telling you about the game. That's how you look in the financial world. But the majority cannot see this. They cannot see this. And that's important. When you come to this channel, the SMD is not here to entertain you. I'm here to help you own yourself. That's what SMD is here to do. Help you own you, period. And what you do with this knowledge, totally up to you. You can live like what you see on social media all you want, but you'll be doing it with real money. If you want to go out and buy a Ferrari or a Spider or whatever, you'll go out and buy it, not finance it. Don't ever believe somebody with a more expensive car, some exotic car. If you're making car payments and they're making car payments, you guys are the same. They just got bigger car payments than you. That's it. That's not special. Don't be jealous of another person's finance car. That's stupid. That's dumb. You got to think like, wait a minute, I'm making car payments. Yeah. You are too. Yeah. You got student loans. Yeah. So do I. Yeah. You guys are the same. But what slaves do when you guys tell each other that you got student loan debt, you guys start comparing debts. Whose is bigger? It doesn't make any sense. Why do you think like when they put when they do an article on a person with student loan debt, they always find a person with some crazy amount, $1 million, $500,000 in student loan debt, 700,000, 800,000. Do you know why they do that? So you won't feel so bad about yours. So if you got 100,000, but you hear about this person over here that has $1 million or 800,000, you'd be like, oh, I'm glad mine is not that much. That's exactly how they want you to think. So you'll keep on ignoring it because they won't be able to make money if you paid it off. Duh. Come on, man. But again, I'm not against that. I'm not against the system. It's just there. There are no feelings applied to the system. When I think about the financial system, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's there. This is how I look at it. It's there, and whoever put it in place says, these are the rules. This is what you must do. Like here, let me give you an example. When you're in the debt matrix, you think taxes are bad and evil, and they're the reason why you can't get ahead, and why you can't stay in a neighborhood, why you can't live somewhere because the taxes are too high. But then all of a sudden you look around and you see people living there. If the taxes were too high for everybody, nobody would be living there. But when you get out of the debt matrix and see taxes for what they really are, oh, it's the backbone of the whole economy, because if they didn't force everybody to play, it wouldn't work. All you got to do is stop and think, why is tax evasion penalty so severe? Because if we didn't force people to play, if it didn't force people to play, it wouldn't work. And then you go, oh, that's why you don't cheat on your taxes. Yeah, because you don't have to. Just all you got to do is just follow the rules. If you just get out of debt, follow the rules, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's what you do. Okay, don't hide money and cheat and lie. And because if you lie, it won't make any mathematical sense. They already know that. You are the only person that don't know that. You slaves. If you cheat on your taxes, it won't make mathematical sense. How are you going to fix it? You're going to break the laws of mathematics somehow? How are you going to fix that? You can't. You are the only one that don't know that. All these people talking about get rich quick, but to do what you need to speed up math, and math is not a speed. Exactly, it's not. Another shirt saying math is not a speed. All the statements that will make unconscious slaves ask, what does that mean? Math is not a speed. Math is not an age. Just different saying. They're going to go on forever, man. There's anything. And again, if you wear these shirts, man, you better be prepared to answer these questions. Because all day long you're going to see the glitch in the debt matrix of slaves, and they're going to be like, what? They're going to have that look. They're not going to know they had that look. Glasses, even though people have glasses on and you can't see them read it, their face will show you. It won't matter if they're wearing glasses, a mask. It's going to make them glitch. Then they're just going to pause, and it's going to force them to ask. The reason why you guys are seeing a lot of get rich quick schemes right now, because you are scared. Millions of you guys are terrified right now financially. You guys are terrified. Rent, student loan, unemployment, everything is about to hit you guys all at once. You guys are terrified. So that's why the scammers come out. They come out of the woodwork. Oh man, let me help you get away, because psychologically you're running on emotions right now, and when you're running on emotions, when it comes to your money, you're vulnerable. Scammers come in like blood in the water for sharks. They smell the fear, and then they just promise you something that doesn't exist. They promise you something that makes absolutely no mathematical sense. If you were in your right mind, you would clearly see that doesn't make any sense. Wait a minute, I have a whole bunch of money, but then I must give you some money to get the other money out. So wait a minute, I got to give you a couple thousand so I can release $1 million. That's mine, but they need a $2,000 transfer fee, something international, some bullshit. And then I get $1 million. Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense. Click. Yes, they must. Is paying credit card fees monthly a slave thing, or just something you have to do to build credit? No, you don't have to pay. You don't, because excuse me. I have a credit card, and I pay it in full every month. And my credit score, last time I looked at it, it was around 700 something. I can't really remember. I really never look at it. I don't never look at my credit score. But you can build credit if you want to build it. I mean, it counts on it counts on what are you building credit for? I guess that's the better answer. Now, if you're building credit so you can start eventually getting business credit, because I promise you this, put it this way so you understand. If you, this is what a lot of people don't know. If you walk into the bank with $50,000 in cash, because you walk in the bank and ask the bank for a loan for something, whatever, right? Especially for business, right? This is what I imagine. This is my opinion, okay? This is my mathematical opinion. If you walk into the bank with $50,000 down for this business or whatever, right? And you have zero debt, and you've been working a job for X amount of long years or whatever, right? And you walk into the bank with that, the bank is going to know that you know. Because once they run your credit and your credit report and see that you have one credit card and you just have one, your credit report is one single page and not even the full page with absolutely no debt, they're gonna give you the best loan. They're not going to insult you with anything less than the best loan. Because when you walk into the bank looking for a loan, you're going to automatically know that the only loan you're going to accept is the best one that they offer. That's the only, because I don't, in your mind, you're probably thinking, I don't really even want to be here, but since I have to be here and it's just part of doing business so I can build myself to where I don't need you anymore, this is what I have to do. And since I have to do it, I'm only going to get the best loan, period. So don't be paying credit card fees, man. Don't be doing that. Especially, I'm talking about personal credit cards, okay? I don't want to make sure I don't cross over to business. That's different, very different. Because in my mind, let me tell you why, besides tax purposes and reasons, in my mind, when I cross over to business, I'm no longer working. I'm no longer directly exchanging the time in my life for money. This is what unconscious slaves don't really understand. When you have a regular job, you are trading directly time for money. Directly. When you create a successful business, you're doing that, but not at like that. It's at a different percent. Like when you're doing it with a job, you're doing 100% exchanging time for money. You start creating a successful business. Maybe you start trading 20% of your time for money. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works. So much people call telling me about student debt forgiveness once they say forgiveness. No, it's a scam. Right. Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah. What they're doing, again, this is how scammers are working. They're preying on your fear. They know there are millions. Listen, there's millions of people begging. You guys are literally begging for student loan forgiveness, just begging. And who begs? Slaves beg. So these scammers, they come out and then they use your fear. You're already begging. You're telling scammers what to do to scam you. So they come up with these scams. Hey, we can forgive all your student loan debt. Just give us this amount and we'll go in there and then we'll make this happen, that happen. And then they just take your money. Because nobody can get rid of student loan debt but you. You are the only one that can get rid of student loan debt. You know those student loan forgiveness programs? You know those PLFS or whatever the acronym? That's where unconscious slaves go to financially die. That's where unconscious slaves go that have totally given up on themselves of ever paying off that debt. That's where they go. The fact that you would even sign up for something that will not stop. Until 10 to 25 years, between 10 and 25 years of your life, you have no idea what that says about you, that you would even sign up for such a thing. That you're really saying to yourself, I don't believe, no matter the amount of student loan debt, no matter the amount, if you don't believe that you can pay off that amount of money in that amount of time in your life, between 10 and 25 years, that's psychological. Do you understand? That's like a lot. What does that say about you? This is what they use. This is what scammers used against you. When you guys cheat on your taxes and stuff, claiming stuff that doesn't exist and whatever, right? That's why scammers pretend to be the IRS, because you are cheating. If you just followed the rules, IRS scams would be obvious. It would be obvious because you're following the rules. When it's no different than a sports game, right? A football game. If you face mask somebody, that's against the rules. You will get what? Penalized. What you gonna do? Keep going back on it? You get penalized once on the football field for face mask, and then select the next play, you do it again. Guess what happens? You get kicked out. You get kicked out the game. That's the same thing. Once you follow the rules, scammers can't do that to you. It's obvious. Financial scam. Here's another t-shirt saying, financial scammers make no mathematical sense. CENTS. In order for it to be a scam, it cannot make mathematical sense. It cannot. That's how they scam you. Now, when you tie scammers, unemployment, student loan debt about to kick back in, children out of school, parents not working, can't afford the car payment no more, can't keep up with the light bill, that's all busy. See how busy that is? You see how busy that is? All those fears, and then scammers just come right on in and just take even more of your money because you're in fear. Once you get out of debt, the financial world becomes quiet. There's no fears anywhere. The scammers don't exist. Scammers don't exist at all. They're not anywhere. They're not even talking to you anymore. When scammers like I'm working on this, right? This is my personal goal, right? Instead of responding to when I see scammers on YouTube and stuff, I say to myself, okay, well, what's the purpose of them saying that? Like, what's the purpose of them saying that never to pay off student loans, invest instead? Instead of saying, oh, that's wrong, that's dumb, say, why are you saying that? Oh, because they already believe that they're never going to pay off their student loan debt anyway. So they're going to just believe what you're saying, that there's another way. Yes, that's why they're saying it. Because from now on, when I hear channels say that they say things that don't make any mathematical sense, instead of getting upset or being bothered by it, I got to say to myself, well, why are they saying that? Oh, okay. So since, they don't believe they'll pay off their student loan debt anyway. And they believe even if they did pay off their student loan debt, that leaves them no money for retirement. So they don't, that's how they do it. Oh, that makes them believe that there is another way to become free, which is their ultimate goal. All the slaves want to be free, but they just don't know how to do it. That's what they use to sell to you when they sell you things that don't make mathematical sense. And again, I always say this, and here's another shirt statement. It's not illegal to sell it's not illegal to sell financial information that's not mathematically true. That's not illegal. Because if you don't trust math, that's your problem. Whose fault is that if you don't trust math? That's your fault. That's nobody else's fault but yours. That's yours. And those of you that are listening, how this process works, especially with these shirts, I'm showing you how this process is going to work. My shirts are going to make millions of people ask the people wearing them questions. It's going to force them to ask. That's going to be the difference in S&D shirts. See how I take this to a different level? There will be no other shirts like S&D shirts. None, zero in the United States, no, in the world. Guarantee you there's no shirts out there like, you know how I know there's no shirts out there like like this? Because I'm coming up with these statements nobody else has. No, that's the ego saying nobody else has. Let me say it. Nobody's done it. The people that know this information, the majority of them don't even want to talk to you, let alone put it on a shirt. I'm just putting it on a shirt. I'm telling you, people like me don't want to talk to you. They don't have the patience for unconscious slaves. I promise you that. These shirts are going to be amazing, man. I can already see it. I'm looking at it. They're going to be like, what does that mean? What? What? I'm not a home. What? What's the difference between mortgage and renters? Renters know they're renting. What does that mean? Renters know they're renting. What's that mean? Stop throwing away your money on rent. Is there some place you can live for free? When slaves say that to you, hey, stop throwing away your money on rent. I want you to turn to the slave and say, please show me some place in the United States of America where I can live for free then. Tell me that. Tell me where I can live for free. And then I'll believe what you're saying. Other than that, shut up. What's up, Autumn Trees? I was telling my little brother to pay off his debt and then focus on investing. He said that investing makes more sense because with the profit, he can pay off his debt at a later time. You know what's so crazy? This is what's amazing about that. All the slaves say that. They all say that. They all say the same thing. When that's impossible, you cannot invest while in the negative, but they believe they can. That's what's so crazy. They all think that. Instead of paying back what you already borrowed first, they think they can borrow more and pay back the other debt later. It doesn't make any sense at all. So instead of paying your debt back, borrow even more, because that's what they're doing, because they don't know they don't have any money to invest. So while in the negative, they're going to borrow even more money to invest in something that they think. So they're like double that in debt already. And they think by the investment, which is not guaranteed of anything, is going to profit somehow and pay back double debt. Crazy, man. Especially when it's loved ones. When you see loved ones digging themselves in a hole, it's a sad sight. Outrageous TV says, can't wait to buy your t-shirts so I can get people to notice it. I appreciate that, man. Working on it right now. I had been talking about them for a minute, but I didn't know what statements to put on them. Now I do. Now I do. It just keeps coming to me now as I speak. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? I can just imagine. What's that mean? I'll tell you, pull out each situation when they ask me a question, you know what I'm gonna say? Pull out your calculator, I'll show you. And I'm going to show you guys that are going to buy the t-shirts. I'm going to show you guys what to do. As soon as they come up and ask you a question, everybody has a cell phone. Always tell them to pull up the calculator app so they can do it themselves. So when they leave, listen, when they leave talking to you, after they put that in their calculator, when they leave from talking to you, they will never forget you. They will never forget you. Man, this person at the store, man, had me pull out my cat. Because nobody will have ever done this to an unconscious slave. I keep telling you guys this. I promise you, each person you do this to, they will have never, ever, ever, ever had somebody else ask them to do this. Ever. I promise you that. Never. What do you mean pull out my calculator? Pull it out. Pull up the calculator app. Pull it up. Now put in your mortgage payment, minus your mortgage balance, and hit equal. According to the calculator, does it look like, does the calculator say you're a homeowner or not? That's what I'm going to say. Does the calculator say you are a homeowner, or does it say you're not a homeowner? Then they're going to say, well, hopefully they'll say this. It says I'm not a homeowner. Then I'll look at them and say, then why do you believe you are? Why do you believe you are? And just walk away. They're going to be thinking about that all day, hopefully for the rest of their life. Love your channel. Who knew life can be simple by just, hey man, that's part of the program. Somebody designed this. I want you guys to clearly understand that. Somebody designed the system. They made it so simple, it's invisible. Somebody had to sit down at a table hundreds of years ago and said, you know what? I'm going to make it so simple that it's going to be invisible. Cosman says, hope the people holding crypto reported it on their taxes. IRS just announced they are hiring 87,000 people to focus on tax evasion. You know what? I was not surprised about that. That does not surprise me at all. That does not surprise me at all. And I ain't gonna lie. Let me tell you something. I ain't gonna lie, man. If I was an IRS agent, I'd be dangerous, man. I'd be straight up dangerous. Straight up dangerous. Straight up dangerous. Because this is, and I don't know if anybody knows. There's a difference. Maybe people know this, maybe people don't. Let me clearly make sure something's crystal clear to you. If you have an IRS agent who is debt-free and knows this information that I know, you are unarmed. I want you to, if you're, put it this way. If there's an IRS agent that understands what SMD knows and you're doing tax evasion, you are completely unarmed. You are coming to the table with a gun with no bullets. This is the best bet. I promise you guys, if you guys been doing tax evasion, this is your best bet. Go to them. Hey, look, I fucked up. Yeah, I did. Yep, I did this. I hid money. I did. Don't be. You come and say that. Because did you just see what she just said? They hired 87,000 people to come after people for tax evasion. And let me explain something to you about tax, especially if the IRS agent is debt free. Tax evasion is obvious. There's a difference between the word tax evasion and fucking up on your taxes. There's a difference. When an IRS agent, you're only looking at it mathematically, okay? You can clearly see if somebody's doing tax evasion, trying to lie, and somebody just they just fucked up and they don't know what they fucked up, put some stuff there, spent the money, mixed it, blah, blah, blah. This is obvious. But when you go out there and make lots of money and buy cars and houses and all this other stuff, you know what you're saying to the IRS, and not paying your taxes. This is what you're saying to the IRS. Fuck you and the system. I don't care about your rules. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not doing any of it. Whatever you think you're doing, you're not doing any of that. I promise you're not doing any of that. 87,000 people, and you get I don't know, I don't even know if it's a requirement for IRS agents to be debt free to be IRS agent. I don't even know if that's a requirement, but if that's a requirement, you guys are in trouble. Or they might have different departments, maybe some IRS agents that are in debt, they put them over here to follow these type. Hey, here are our rules. Here are our rules to get people for tax evasion, blah blah blah. And then there's probably a different department for IRS agents who are debt free, because they can see the whole. They could they see everything totally different. I promise you that. Sorry, you guys. I keep. What's up, Michael? What's going on? Andre says it's true that Apple has removed the calculator app. What? Oh, that's a question. Is that true? Holy crap. Please somebody verify that. Hey Nick, are you in Nick, you're in the chat, right? Is that true? It's getting more and more obvious we are wage slaves today when employers are making it mandatory to install tracking programs on the laptops. You know, when you guys get jobs and you guys have you work for a company that has requirements, that's what it if you that's what it is. If you get a job and they say, hey, we're going to require this, and you don't like it, you say, I'm not working here. But when you're in debt, you have no choice. Because people that are not in debt, they still have jobs. Okay. I want you guys to understand, but they don't work at places they don't like. Oh, hell no. There are even programs where they can access the webcam. And, oh, people working from home. That's how they make sure you at that desk. Oh my God. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Damn. Effective January 1st, exchanges of personal or intangible property such as machinery, equipment, vehicle, artwork, collectibles, and other intellectual generally do not qualify. Do not qualify for non-recognition of gain or loss, like exchange. However, certain exchanges of mutual ditch, reservoir, or irrigation stock are still eligible. They set the trap 3 years ago. And listen, when he says trap, I want you guys to understand, once you get out of debt, it's not really a trap. It's for people, for unconscious slaves, it traps you because you don't trust mathematics. When you get out of debt, you understand that there is no reason to treat and cheat on your taxes. It's no reason to do that. Millions of people do. You be part of the few that don't. And you're probably thinking, well, I don't know anything about taxes. This is how you hire the perfect tax person. You ask to see their personal credit report first. You do not hire an accountant. You don't hire a person to do your taxes unless you could see their personal credit report first. You have to see that first. You cannot have unconscious slaves handling your finances, especially when it comes to your taxes. You cannot. Oh, to where you could avoid taxes. Gotcha. Okay. See, honestly, for you guys, I understand that the tax laws are there for a reason. I'm going to hire somebody that's ambitious. You see how ambitious I am. I know this sounds weird, but you see how ambitious I am with this channel. There's somebody out there that's just as ambitious about taxes and the tax laws. I know that sounds weird. and they're debt free, that person knows something different than the people that are in the exact same field they are, CPAs. There's a difference, because I promise you, there's a difference between a CPA that's in debt versus a CPA that's not in debt. I promise you that. I promise you. And if you ever go up to a CPA and ask them that question, you probably get two types of responses. Well, you're going to get a response of shock for two reasons. Okay. For the person, first, they're going to be in shock that, like, whoa, nobody's ever asked me that question before. Okay. That's going to be the initial shock, but there's going to be two responses. The person that knows, they're going to know why you're asking that question. They're going to know why you're asking to see their personal credit report. And if you ask that question, they're going to know that you know. And they're going to treat you very differently. It's business wise, nothing personal. I'm just talking about financially. Compared to the person that doesn't know, they're going to get offended. Why would you ask such a question? Of course, I'm not going to show you my personal credit report. Why would I do that? I'm not showing you anything. Because those of us that know, there's nothing to see on the credit report. It's damn near blank. There's nothing to see. Many of them have no CPA or did not inform them because they believe crypto is anonymous. Yeah, they do. That's that's the crazy thing about currency. You guys don't even know. You guys talk amongst each other and you believe what each other says. It doesn't even crypto, it doesn't even exist for you slaves, right? And you're going to be penalized on something that doesn't even exist because you just don't know how to follow the rules. Like, let me take you through this mathematically so you can understand something, okay? This is something that you cannot see because you're unconscious. So say, like, you had $1,000, you invested $1,000 in cryptocurrency or in Bitcoin when it was really low, okay? Because it really doesn't matter, right? Say, like, you got in it when it was just like a couple thousand. Let's say it was $1,000, okay? The amount doesn't matter. And then the next month it jumped up to 50,000. So that's what, $49,000 profit, all right? And say, like, you pull that money out and you went out and bought a car, financed the car, bought some clothes, financed some other stuff, and bought a whole bunch of stuff, and then not claim it on your taxes because you think it's invisible. So now let's go back all the way back to the beginning before you may. Now, since you didn't claim it on your taxes, now you're going to get penalized once they find out, because they're going to find out. Okay. Now let's go all the way back to the beginning. Say, like, you had $50,000 in student loan debt, though. So the $1,000 you invested in cryptocurrency, in Bitcoin, 1,000 minus 50,000 is negative 49,000. You had no money to invest in anything. The money that you invested in Bitcoin was borrowed money because you had no money. So not only did you have no money, you invested in something that didn't even exist. Now you're going to pay real money. You're going to pay real money when they find you. You're going to pay real money. Can you imagine? You thought you made a $49,000 profit or whatever, right? But you didn't make anything because it didn't exist in the first place. So now you're going to be penalized on money on a profit that didn't even exist in the first place. But you are going to be paying it with real money for the rest of your life. You're never going to pay back $49,000 with interest to the IRS. So now they own you for the rest of your life. Do you understand that? Because that never goes away ever. But if you just follow the rules, you don't have to be scared of anybody. You think the IRS is going to come knocking on your door and give you a certificate for following the rules? No, they're not going to bother you. They're busy with millions of other people that are cheating. A good CPA should be teaching you versus telling. Exactly. Andre says many of them have no CPA. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's read that. Okay, pay your tax. Blockchain. Blockchain says if you're using KYC apps to buy crypto, the government will find since you need to put your personal info in there. If everything is tracked, okay, this is what I want you unconscious slaves to stop thinking. Stop thinking that everything is not tracked or something's. If you just stop doing that and follow listen, if you just follow the rules, who cares if they track it? So what? They're going to track that you're doing it right too. If they're going to track the people who are doing it wrong, and then they're going to track the people that are doing it right. Just do it right. Do the opposite of what millions of people are doing, and then you won't have anything to fear. The IRS won't come knocking on your door or thinking. You won't walk around really truly believing that IRS audits are random. They're not random. Why would they waste resources on somebody that's doing it right? That would be a complete, absolute, complete waste of money. Complete waste of money. Hire 87,000 IRS agents. Man, they're coming. Believe that. Can you imagine? I knew, honestly, before she even said that, I knew that was going to happen. There was no way they had a current amount of IRS agents to handle how many people are going to be cheating on their taxes. There is no way they have that many people. I knew they was going to be hiring. I knew they was going to be hiring a lot of people to catch people. Because what you think? I mean, in the bigger picture, let me tell you something. Okay, this is the truth. These are desperate times, man. People are struggling. Let's see, eat or pay my taxes. Now, here's the no, and I want to make sure this is clear. Okay, this is the difference. I'm not talking about those people that had to make the choice to eat or pay taxes. I'm not talking about those people. That's not tax evasion. That's different. Tax evasion is purposely not paying your taxes. And also just like, again, if you all of a sudden create a business and you start making tons of money and you start going out financing bigger things and you just don't pay your taxes, that's also purposely, because you must pay taxes. So what do you mean? You bought a house and a new car, 5 new cars, but you didn't realize you had to pay taxes? But if you're out there, but again, they also know if this is you too, if this is you that you didn't pay your taxes because you needed to survive, to eat. When you get back on your feet, you go to a professional CPA. You bring them all your stuff and say, "This is what I have. This is what I did, and why." You go to them. You don't get through it and then pretend like you didn't do it. Don't do that. And you go with a lawyer. You really hiring a good lawyer, hopefully a debt-free lawyer, because they'll understand what you mean, especially a lawyer in this field. You want to get a debt-free lawyer in this field because that lawyer will know exactly what to do, what to say, why, this is the reason, here's all the evidence, here's all the stuff that makes mathematical sense, this is what they did. Okay, what's the penalty for what I got to do, whatever, right? You just get it out the way. Because they got much bigger fish to fry. Believe that. People, they're going after the people that are completely saying, fuck you and the system. I don't care. I ain't paying nothing. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, all right. That's what you think. Can you imagine how many people are lying on, they're going to be lying on their taxes? Can you imagine? Mm. PPP loan fraud, PPP fraud. Oh, man. The list just goes on and on and on. You guys are so busy. Scammers, busy, quick scam, quick money scams. I mean, they got you guys busy. Any questions? Any questions at all? I want to give a shout out to the people that email me. I want to give a shout out to my clients that I talk to, uh, the people that send me emails thanking me how I changed their life. The younger generation that are catching on, that really inspires me, uh, because you guys won't have to go through any of the stuff that I went through living in debt. You guys won't have to experience uh, you won't have to experience any of that kind of stuff. Just the stress of debt. That was going to be another video, but I'm on here now, so I'm gonna just tell it. What you don't realize is debt is stress. And if you believe debt is part of life, you believe stress is part of life. I'm here to tell you that it's not true. Once I got rid of my debt, stress was gone. Now, stress is one of those things. Now, this is what I call the sixth sense. Okay, I always try to make sure I can prove to you guys. Now, this is something, because stress is something that you cannot detect with human senses. You can't look at it. You can't say, hey, that's dead over there. It's red and it's 300 pounds. Or you can't smell it. You can't taste it. You can't do none of our human senses can detect what debt is, but we know it's there. We know stress is there. Debt causes stress. We know it's there. Stress is there. It makes you sick. It makes you don't want to eat. It makes you take medicine for it. You go to the doctor and say, hey, man, I'm so stressed, man. Can you give me some medicine for it? Instead of saying, hey, if I get rid of the stress, then I won't need medicine. No, you won't need the medicine because stress is not there when you don't have no debt. Debt exists. I mean, stress exists. I think I've been saying debt too. Stress exists. Everybody knows stress exists. It can something that you can't touch or feel. It can cause you not to eat. Something that you cannot detect can have you sleeping in the bed 8 to 10 hours a day. When you get off work, you don't get up out of bed until the next day because you're stressed. Stress can make you just snap on loved ones because and it ain't got nothing to do with the loved one that you're with. You're just stressed. You get rid of that, stress is gone. You ask the average slave, hey man, how's your day? Oh man, I'm just stressed. They always say that. I'm just stressed. And those of you that are taking medicine for stress, get rid of the stress. You don't need the medicine. You know what the medicine is? Get out of debt. That's the medicine. Because stress is very real. Thank you, Sean. If they have to make the decision to eat or pay taxes, it's called payment plans to pay off the taxes. Exactly. Because I get it. I remember back in 2008 when that last economic crash happened. I was making $80,000 a year at one moment, and then I got chopped down, got let go, and got chopped down to unemployment. They give you the option of paying your taxes now or later. I said I'll pay them later because I needed to eat. I needed to survive. And then when the tax time came around the following year, you just put it on there. You claim it. You say, hey, this is what I did. I didn't pay the taxes on this unemployment money I got this year. Blah, blah, blah. You just make sure it's there. That's all. Don't lie. Debt also can cause your life to be put on hold. That alone can be, yes, it can. Debt, what people don't really understand is that debt does put your life on hold. You just don't know it does. Once you get out of debt, you understand that anything is possible. Anything's possible. If your dreams, if your dreams and goals don't scare you, they're not big enough. If they don't scare you, they're not big enough. I remember I was listening to the motivational speaker. God, what's his name? Black dude. He's really loud. He always wear caps. I was listening to a quote on a song, I think it was, and somebody was asking how to be successful or something. He was like, some guru told him somebody took the dude out, met a dude at the beach, and he took him out to the water, put him underwater, held him up there, and then he was holding him down. Dude couldn't breathe, and then he finally let him up, and he was like, "Dude, what you doing, man? Why you hold me underwater so long?" He's like, "You said you wanted to be successful." He's like, "Yeah, I didn't want to drown though." He said, "How bad did you want to breathe?" He said, "I wanted to breathe really bad." He said, "That's how you got to feel. That's how bad you got to want to be successful. That you need to breathe just as much as breathing." And I heard that, I was like, "Man, that's how it feels. That's how I feel." Do you guys, when you guys hear me on the mic, there is no going back for me. There is no going back to the 40-hour work week program, weekends off, holidays, 2 weeks a year. Your boss, this is break time, this is lunch time, this is get off time. This is when you can, I mean, you earn your vacation, but you only can take your vacation when they approve it. No, I'm done with that shit. Done. I remember even back then that made no sense. Hold up. It took me a year to earn a week's vacation, but I can't take it on the days that I wanted. I have to cross my fingers and be approved. Yeah, Eric Thomas. Thank you. Appreciate that. I can't take the vacation days that I want and I must be approved. No, that's no. Thank you, Omanike. I appreciate that. Mm. When you get out, man, you really see how busy. Because okay, listen, like the title of this is the video, right? Every time you talk to an unconscious slave, they either say I'm stressed or I've been busy. Have you noticed that? Stressed or busy. You get out of debt, you're not stressed, and you're especially not always busy, because slaves, they equate busy to meaning that like you're doing something. Like if I'm busy, that means I'm being productive. I'm doing, no, that's not true. That's not true at all. I love being not busy all the time. I love getting my 8+ hours of sleep every night. I enjoy that. That's an enjoyment. When it's time for me to go to bed, I know I'm not getting up to a certain time. I love knowing that. And when I go to bed, since I'm not stressed and I have no problems, I sleep like a baby. I don't go to sleep worried and stressed. And I most definitely don't wake up worried and stressed. That doesn't happen anymore. That's been over for years. Exactly. Why do I need an approval to go on vacation? Ain't that crazy? But I thought that was normal. Okay, well, I got to put in, and you got you got a week's vacation coming up, and you want to go somewhere with a loved one somewhere, and you're like, okay, hey, let's go on these dates. And then the first thing you got to say to your loved one, oh, I got to check with work to see if I can get approved on the what? I got to get approved, and if they say no, well, I guess what? I got to wait till they say it's okay. See what I'm saying? It makes absolutely no sense. No, life is not busy. You don't have to be involved in everything. You can just be involved with yourself. You don't have to be involved in everything around you. You let slaves do that. 24-hour fever. Second shot was rough. 24-hour fever. What you mean by that, Andre? What you mean by second shot was rough? Oh yeah, retire because you're not stressed. Same here, man. When I was in debt, I had high blood pressure, and I go to the doctor every time. Listen, this is what's crazy. I'm glad you brought that up, retired. This makes total sense, right? I would go to the doctor and I would have high blood pressure. Now, and they would try to prescribe some medicine for me. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, I'm eating right. This is when at first I was thinking, okay, I had high blood pressure because I was out of shape. So I decided to go ahead and start getting in shape and start exercising, eating right. And then I go see the doctor. The doctor say, yeah, you still got high blood pressure. Oh, because you're black and it runs high in black people and blah, blah, blah. And this program, I'm just like, no, I don't accept that. Wait a minute, you saying I got high blood pressure because I'm black? I said, no, no, I still don't accept that. You know what it was? Stress, stress. Stress is not a thing that you can take medicine for. What when you take the medicine, what is it attacking? It's a attacker. You can't touch or feel stress. What can the medicine attack if it doesn't exist? We know it's there, but what's it attacking? It's just attacking your brain or something, numbing something for you to detect that stress. I guess I don't know, but stress is a warning. It's telling this is what stress really is. Okay, stress is something to tell you, hey, there's something in your life that shouldn't be here, and I'm gonna keep bothering you until you remove it. That's what stress is a warning to you. You don't say, "Oh God, man, stress just keeps bugging." You can remove stress, especially stresses that are caused by things that are outside of you. If there's a person causing you stress, you just remove the person. Anything that you can physically, this is causing me stress. You remove all the things outside because that's the easiest part to remove all the people out of people and things that are outside of you causing you stress, you remove it. And then once you remove all of the things outside of causing you stress, now you can work on yourself. That's whatever that yourself is causing you stress. Mm, 24-hour fever. Oh boy. Oh man, you see that, man? See? And I understand why. We already said why you had to do it, but see, man, and I know eventually they're gonna I'm gonna have to take it, man. I know I am. Mm. That's a different subject. I ain't gonna get on that. People start talking about that. I didn't realize stress was not part of life. I didn't realize that until I became debt free. I didn't realize that. I thought to myself, you mean to tell me all this time I didn't have to have stress, worried about this bill, worried about the light bill, worried about the car payments, worry about the rent, worry about the child support, worry about the taxes, worry about the no, you don't have to have none of that. None of that. When you're out of debt, you don't worry about your monthly rent. You have enough money in the bank to cover everything for at least a year or two. If you lose your job, that means your money's going to be going down faster than normal, but you have money to go down. When you're out of debt and you lose a job, you're not panicking to hurry up and get a, like, if you lost your job today and you didn't work for a month, and the very thought of that sends you into a panic, that's a problem. Because once you're out of debt, you don't stress about losing a job. You could not look for a job for a year. You wouldn't care. If it took you a year to find another job, you would not care. Do you know I made, before I got out of debt? Do you know I made, my last job? I made $160,000 a year. Now, when I was in debt, if I would even making that much money, I wasn't making that much money at that particular time, but I was still making six figures, right? If I lost my job and I didn't have a job for a month, I would be stressed, and I was making six figures a year. That makes absolutely no sense. Panhandlers don't pay taxes. I guess. I mean, when people say that panhandlers don't pay taxes, I say to them, then why don't you become a panhandler? Because I hear that a lot. Oh man, these guys panhandle, they don't pay taxes. Okay, then become a panhandler and you won't have to pay taxes. I think to myself, what's the purpose of you saying that? I don't get it. Because people say that all the time. I'm not picking on you, Sherigan. I'm just saying people say that all the time. Oh man, they don't have to pay tax. So then become one of them. LJ, I had to make a decision to stop dating slaves. Oh, that's an automatic. LJ, I'm taking my dream trip this summer. Now that I'm free, I've never been happier. Me neither. Retire. There's nothing that equates to freedom. Nothing. When you own yourself, there's nothing on. You see all materialistic things for what they are. It's just stuff. It's just stuff. Stuff to keep you busy. Stuff to keep you occupied. Gold is shiny. You believe money is pretty. That's why people always show it on social media. They fan it out in fans like the paper means anything. When people do that, they're telling you what it means to them. When you see people fanning out money and putting it on the table and putting stacks of it in suitcases and briefcases, they're just telling you what that money means to them. Because people like me, it means nothing. It's just paper with green ink on it. Why would I be bragging about paper with green ink on it? That doesn't make any sense. People and unconscious slaves that might be on this channel, you might come in here and don't really get what I'm saying. This is what I want you to do, okay? I want you to Google how much it costs to make $100 bill. Go Google that. It costs 14 cents to make $100 bill. 14 cents. But you guys believe it's worth 100. Okay, let me see something so you guys can get the whole scope. Let me see, because I want to be right. 100 minus 0.014. $99.98. Oh no, that's wrong, isn't it? Anyway, that's the profit. Take away 14 cents out of $100. That's a profit. That's the profit they're making. Now, with this in mind, next time you see a video of somebody fanning out hundreds of dollars, I want you to change each $100 bill into 14 cents, and then I want you to times it. So if they tell you the amount of money that they're fanning in their hand and it's all hundreds, I want you to break that each in 0.014 or 0.14 cents times all that, And then that's how much money they really have in their hands. Let me see if I did that right. Minus 0.14. $99.86. Okay, $99.86. I did that wrong. $99.86 profit. Why bring up panhandlers tax situation unless you want to be one? I don't get it. Exactly. People do that all the time. Be mad at panhandlers. Oh man, they're out there. Out there where? Standing in the corner? Now, are there scammers that do that too? Yeah, there's scammers that panhandle. They because that's free money. I just don't give panhandlers money. I just don't do that. And I don't make anybody make me feel bad about it. I just don't, because I don't feel like worrying about who is scamming and who's not. What's the difference? Let me tell you guys something. Okay, let me tell you. I'm gonna show you guys something what you don't see, and it's the same thing. Okay, now when you go check out at a food store, right, Walmart, any grocery store, right? Let's just say any grocery store. You notice when you go to check out, there's always a donation tab that pops up on the credit card thing right away. Hey, would you like to donate $5 to so and so? So you're supposed to know about this organization while you're checking out your groceries. What's the difference between that and the panhandler? There's no difference. One of them, you don't look at it like panhandling. You're just going to buy some eggs and get what you need to get and head home and make dinner. And just before you can pay for your food, hey, would you like to donate to so-and-so? What the, hey, I just want to pay for my food and get out of here. Hey, don't be panhandling in front of our store, but we'll do it on the registers. And some of them, and this is what's crazy. This is what some of these grocery stores have done to psychologically get you unconscious slaves. They'll have some of these checkers say the shit out loud. Hey, would you like to donate to kids and save the kids out loud while you're in line, people behind you? And some people, you guys really don't get the psychological part behind it, but some people feel embarrassed if they don't donate to some fund that they said out loud because they don't want to be embarrassed by the people in line behind them. Oh, look at this person. They don't want to donate to this charity to help blah, blah, blah. When you get out of debt, you don't care what other people think about your money. That immediately stops. But that's all part of the psychological part of getting your money. But you guys don't get it. You're going to know about some organization that you're about to donate to with the first, within a minute of seeing it on the ATM checkout machine, whatever, where you put your credit card. You're supposed to know about that organization right at that moment. Come on, man. When I drive up and see panhandlers on the corner, I don't think anything. I don't think poor them, too bad for them. Oh, they're bums or they're down on their luck. I don't know anything about that person. I have no idea why they're standing there on the corner. It could be fake. It could be real. They could have put, who knows? I don't know, but it's not me to worry about that. I'm just at a light ready to go. And when they come walking by my window, I don't hide my face, pretend I don't see them. I look right at them. Because that plays on you. I want you guys to understand that doing those things, that plays on your the psychological feelings part. Oh man, they're looking at me. I feel like I should give them something. I'm sitting in this nice car or whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's on you. I look right at them. I'm not giving you anything. I don't say it. I just say it with my face. I'm not giving anything. I'm not looking away. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not seeing you. I'm going to look right at you. Exactly. See what Andre's saying? Taxes aren't the problem. Taxes are the solution. That's another shirt. I'm still in that, Andre. Sorry. They're going to say, what? You better believe that's going on the shirt. Believe that. Actually, I'm going to screenshot that so I don't forget it. You see where these SMD shirts are going to be going? Oh man, I could see it already. It's already happening in my mind. We're already there. Uh, it's going to be the SMD family though, Andre. These are, and you know what's crazy about it? The shirt sayings, right? They're really just, they're not really, they're going to make unconscious slaves think, but to people that know, they're like everyday words. They're really not, it's not really a saying. In the people in the world of finance that people understand how it works, it's more like, yeah, duh, that makes sense. Why? Of course I know that. Why you say, over here you'd say, why are you wearing that shirt? Duh, I know. Like if you said, if you wore that same shirt, say like the shirt. Here I'm gonna give you guys an example. The first shirt that I'm gonna come out with is it's gonna say this: if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it cannot make financial sense. CENTS, right? Now, when the people wear this shirt in public, including myself, it's going to make unconscious slaves ask, what does that mean? It's going to force them to ask. But if you wore that same shirt outside the debt matrix to people that understand money, they will look at you and say, duh, why are you wearing that shirt? That makes no sense. Of course it doesn't make sense. So why are you saying that to me? You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. Outside the debt matrix, that shirt's not going to make any sense. That's going to be stating the obvious. But when you wear it in the debt matrix, they're going to say, what does that mean? You get it? That's how it works. Because what I'm going to be stating on the shirt, it's obvious. What's up, Romy Rome? You know they sold us a dream to enslave us. Now we have to detox from the illusion. Okay, and I'm glad you're saying that, Romy. But this is what I want you to also understand. They didn't sell us anything. They told us right from the beginning, hey, this is what you must do to live the American dream. Now, if you just look at the statement, if you're conscious, you'll say, wait a minute, dream? Don't I have to be asleep to dream? What? I must be asleep to live whatever you're telling me right now? Yes. If you don't trust mathematics, you're dreaming. If you believe you own a house and your student loan debt is older than your house and you believe you're a homeowner, you are dreaming. If your student loans are older than your car and you're making car payments, you are living the American dream because your whole life is mathematically in the negative. Do you understand? That's why they told us from the beginning, it's a dream. Well, I don't want to be dreaming. I'm not dreaming anymore. Exactly, Nick. There's a difference between a dream and a vision. Investing with negative dollars is impossible. But if you don't believe it, the bank has your back. There's another saying right there. Investing with negative dollars is impossible. Put that shit on a shirt. Unconscious slaves are going to be like, they're going to ask the question, what does that mean? Each time they ask me what's on my shirt and what does it mean, I'm going to have them pull out the calculator app on their phone so I can show them. Every time somebody walks away from me, they're never going to forget me ever, because once they walk away from me or people like me with those sayings on the shirt, they're never, ever going to forget you, because nobody will have ever asked them that question or will have ever asked them that question ever, ever. Oh, yeah. You most definitely know that's going on a shirt, Andre, for sure. You want to be part of the SMD family? You can come to the YouTube channel. You can come to the members only. It's totally up to you. It is most definitely a family. I want you guys to clearly understand that SMD is clearly a family. You can't come over here and fake it. You can't be a fake member of the SMD family. You cannot. Like I always say, so you guys can understand, if you try to come over to the SMD family and try to pretend to be an SMD member, this is what you look like. I always try to use sports so you guys can get the analogy. Imagine never ever playing football in your life, ever. And then you go to a pro football game, and they suit you up. Say like the Dallas Cowboys. You never played football. They pull you off the street, suit you up. You don't know the rules of the game, and then they throw you in. You will stand out like everybody in the stadium will know that you've never played football in your life. They will know. That's how you look. You tired of looking like that? Because I promise you, that's how you look. That's how SMD family members see you. Now, I know that's hard to fathom in your brain that that's even possible, but it's true. Oh yeah, they will most definitely ask questions on that one. How do you like your negative lifestyle? Hold on for a quick second. Man, you guys don't even know. You guys have no idea how these shirts are going to take off. These shirts are going to be, oh my God, I'm getting so excited. I am getting so excited even thinking about this. I'm getting so excited. I just had to figure out the right sayings on the shirt. That's it. And the quality of the shirts. I'm excited. Man. Oh, Nick. Okay. I'm working on it now. Because I recently just came up with this in my mind about what type of information is going to go on these shirts. My son, he's already into that kind of stuff. So he already knows. He's going to help me be able to do it right. Okay. Because he knows quality of shirts. Because I want to say you guys quality. I want, when you guys wear these shirts, they're not going to be like just a regular t-shirt and it just have some raised lettering that's going to be peeling off after a couple of washes. No, these shirts are going to be done right because I'm going to need these shirts to last long. Okay. That when people look at these shirts, they're going to look and know that they are professional. Time and thought has been put into this, and they're going to be quality shirts. SMD symbol on the front, question, answer on the back. I don't know. It's going to come to me, but they're going to be, man, I'm excited about it. Yeah. Come over to the positive side of the ledger. Now, see Andre, he's deep in the other side, okay? But he's putting Andre, I don't want to put words on there to make him think. What's a ledger? What's that? What's a ledger? Now they got to look up ledger. Now, if you give unconscious slaves too many steps, they're going to look at it and not pay attention to it. Oh man, I got to look up the definition of ledger. I don't know what that means. I don't want to give them too much thinking. I want them to stop and ask me right there. Now, I'm not saying all of them won't or don't know, but when I hear a lot of slaves talk about, they use the word leveraging all the time. Oh man, you know what? Don't pay off your student loans and then you can leverage this money. They don't know that they're using the word wrong because you can't leverage negative dollars. You don't have no leverage when you're in debt, you have no leverage. So the very fact that you're using the word leverage is already messed up. Side of life. Yeah. Okay. That sounds better. See? You gotta dumb it down, man. You can't be speaking alien. See, I gotta be careful of Andre's shirts. Okay. I couldn't even imagine I would be there with a dictionary. Hey man, what's that shirt? What's that mean? Oh no, man, no. I'm leaving. Here, take the shirt. Oh yeah, most definitely. That's going there. Start at zero. Own yourself. SMD helps you. Like when I'm gonna make a shirt, SMD helps you own you or own yourself. I'm not sure how I'm gonna word it. They're gonna stop and say, "What do you mean own you? What's that mean?" Now, again, for you guys that are unconscious, these statements that are going to be going on this shirt, they're just obvious. They're just obvious statements. They're obvious. Like I'm thinking, remember that one Andre I made with the graph with the zero in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4 positive, 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, just a line, and have them say, add up all their debt and say, where on the number graph are you? If you add up all your debt and see the deep negative, where would you place this number on the number graph? The number graph that we all met in grades, that we all were taught in grade school. See, think about this too. Okay, think about this too. I want you guys to understand. Here's another one, Andre. The power of zero. Everybody knows, like you put that on the shirt, the power of zero. They're going to definitely ask that question. What do you mean the power of zero? Everybody knows zero is on the number graph, but nobody uses it. If nobody uses it, you got to say, then why is it there? I don't know, but it is. All you need to know it is. Zero is the most powerful number of them all. Have you noticed that? Every other number on our number graph has an opposite, except zero. Zero has no opposite. If you have 10, there's -10. If you have 100, there's -100. But zero says, I don't have anything. I'm just me. And in order to get to either side, listen closely. In order to get to either side to access the positive numbers or the negative numbers, zero says you have to go through me. That's why I have a hole inside of me. That's not, I just made, I just made that up. I'm going too far. I just made that up. Okay. But anyway, I'm just picturing it in my head, right? That's why it says you have to go through me. Zero with a Superman cape. Exactly. You have to go through me. Now, if you want to believe that or not, that's totally up to you. Like when you ask somebody to count to 10 and people go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they go to 10, right? Zero says, hey, did you forget about me? Why'd you skip me? You know I'm here, right? Yeah. Then why'd you skip me? Well, that's on you, man. If you don't believe I'm here, that's on you. Can you feel? You see it, Andre? I could feel it. I could feel it. It came to me. This came to me about, I'm gonna say, last week. If you look at the community, when I was looking at FCD, I came up with FCD, financial cognitive dissonance, right? I came up with that, and I was like, wait a minute. All these things I'll be saying in the community, man, this can be on a shirt. And see how they're just flowing? They're just flowing because we're just stating the obvious. We're just like, oh, that's. We don't really look at it that way, but it's like, wow, that would get them thinking, man, these shirts are going to take off. I can already see it. You put that on a shirt right here, zero with a Superman cape, zero with a Superman cape. What the? Yeah, zero by itself. Yeah, count to 10. They're gonna be like, what's that mean? I'm gonna say count to 10. People are gonna think that's stupid. What do you mean count to 10? And then they're going to go, and this is what I'm going to do to people, right? I'm going to say count to 10. They're going to say, what do you mean? Oh, you think I'm dumb? No, just count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to say wrong. I'm going to say, what about zero? Why'd you skip zero? That's going to be the glitch in the debt matrix. These shirts are going to give you guys what it really is this. They're going to show you the glitches in the debt matrix. The glitches in the debt matrix are the reason why you're asking the question. That's a good one. Oh man, that is a good one. Oh man, let me I got to snapshot that one. Oh Heck yeah. That's oh, especially hey Andre, especially during these times. You don't want to. Is there something new? Oh no, man, this has been around for centuries. Yeah, this has been around. There's only one cure, right here. SMD. SMD has the only cure. You don't want to catch You don't want to catch a FCD. Ooh, simply by adding the A in there. Because first I was thinking it said don't catch FCD, but don't catch AFCD. Good morning, loan owner. Hey man, you got a million of them. Oh, that's funny. And I'm snapshotting all of them too. What them all. Oh man, that is funny. That is hilarious. You guys don't now I know you unconscious slaves think, oh man, what them nerds laughing at? That shit ain't funny. Yes, it is. It is funny. It is funny. I'm excited about these shirts, man. This is top priority on the list. My son is in Hawaii right now, so I gotta wait till he gets back. Once he gets back, I'm gonna get started on what I need to do. He's gonna help me guide through this process, get good quality shirts for you guys, placement. Make sure I get this. Put the SMD, the SMD icon up there. Biggs got me the icon, so I'm gonna use for now. I'm gonna use the SMD icon to put it on the shirt. Probably add the YouTube channel somewhere so people know where to go. The .com address for consultation, but mainly I'm gonna point them to the YouTube channel so they can really just absorb some information and they'll know what this channel is about. Man, this is going to be. I'm excited. I'm really excited about this. SMD is going to have some shirts out there that there is no competition. There will not be any shirts like SMD shirts. None, zero. There are no shirts out like SMD shirts right now. This is why I love what I do, man. There is no competition to this. There is none. Even this is this is what's crazy. I'm gonna tell you guys this too. Now, I just thought of this the other day, not too long ago. Now, I've always told you Dave Ramsey had helped me out of debt, right? I followed Dave Ramsey's principles and he helped me get out of debt. By following, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be free. Okay. But I noticed that when people become debt free, he suggests that when they get down to their mortgage, they start investing 15% into retirement. Okay. But according to the laws of mathematics, that's impossible. You cannot invest in retirement when you have a mortgage. That's impossible. You can't do that. That's another thing so this is kind of let you guys know, you take information good information that I take information that I learned from people and then I add my own to it, which makes me unique from them. Still give them credit for bringing me to the place I needed to be. But now I take what I know and advance on it. Voila, here I am talking to you guys on the mic, actually talking to you guys about the shirts that are going to come out, telling you how they're going to be before it happens. I'm telling you right now how they're going to be. They're not going to, no shirts are going to be like it. Doesn't matter if I even tell you guys the same. I can tell the sayings right now live of what I'm going to put on the shirts, but unconscious slaves have no idea what those statements are going to mean. They have no idea. So they're not going to take it and use it. Oh, I'm going to put this on a shirt before him. No, they're not, because they don't know what they mean. All you need is a calculator and time, using the images instead of words. Oh, yeah, that's true too. That is true. They'll be looking at these images and be like, what is that? What's that mean? There's so many ways that this can go for people that understand how it works. Unconscious slaves will never know how to look. Like, think about this. The very SavingsMinusDebt.com. Savings-Debt. Do you know I got that URL maybe 4 years ago? Maybe that. You mean to tell me out of the whole world, nobody came up with SavingsMinusDebt.com? Nobody but me. Something so simple that will change your entire life. I came up with it. When that popped in my head and I did a search on SavingsMinusDebt.com and it said available, I knew right there. I knew I was on the right path. I said I knew it. That's it. Savings minus debt. Oh yeah, that's available. Cool. Take it. Yep, like a ninja. Absorb what is useful, forget what is not. Exactly. So I took, let me give you guys an example so you know. I went to Dave, I found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, take the elementary school, the math that you learned in elementary school and use it on your finances and you'll win with money. So what I did was I stripped out all the religion, because religion has nothing to do with mathematics. And even what I just told you about putting money into your retirement while you have a mortgage, that's impossible. So you strip all that out. Now, to me, honestly, I believe why he's saying that's strictly business, because that if that makes no mathematical sense, that's obviously for business. And I understand the psychological part behind it because of this. You see how hard it is for people just to pay off debt, right? Because that's a huge amount. And then you get all the way down to the house and then you see this huge amount again. A lot of people are just going to lose steam. They're like, that's just too long. That's too much money. I won't do it. So they say, invest in retirement. Okay. As soon as they say that, something that doesn't make any mathematical sense, that means they're doing it for business. And that plays on the psychological part of people. That's all. I get it. I totally understand why he's saying that. But I'm just telling you guys right now, when Dave Ramsey says that, that's mathematically impossible. You can't do that. You can't save that. So if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it cannot make financial sense. It cannot. So he's strictly doing that for business. I get it. That's none of my business. That's his thing, whatever, right? I'm just here to tell you the truth. It's impossible to save for retirement if you have a mortgage. That's impossible. What's up, Robert? Now I'm going to wrap this up. If you guys got any questions for me, please come up. Don't be afraid to ask. There's my website. There is my Cash App. For those of you that always tell me, hey, Linnell, you've helped me so much, but you just don't necessarily need my services, but you have freed yourself just from watching the videos, because that's exactly what I did with Dave Ramsey. I just watched his videos and I freed myself. I didn't need any of his programs. I didn't need to sign up for anything. I just followed what he said. He gets a lot of money from the financial side. Oh yeah, most definitely. Oh yeah, I can imagine. Because this is what a lot of people, you guys really, I mean, okay, I got some. This is what I strongly suggest you do, and this is why he gets. I got to look up that word fiduciary. I got to look up how to pronounce it. This is what you got to look at. You got to. Yeah, I was looking at that word and forgot my train of thought. Crap, I hate it when that happens. I'll come back to it if it pops up in my mind. Oh, okay. Trust, right? So when you before going into business, own yourself. We get out of debt. And when you own yourself and you start a business, instead of you won't be driven, your business won't be driven by money that you owe. It won't be driven by debt. And when it's not driven by debt, you will create a business based on trust. You will earn your customers' trust. Dave Ramsey has earned his customers' trust. You go to Dave Ramsey, he's not going to rip you off. He's there to help you. He's helped to change. So with that trust, if a financial institution uses his name, it's tied to trust. Oh, if Dave Ramsey says, use this company, this financial company, I can trust it because I can trust Dave Ramsey, or else they would have never known about that business. So that's how, and you better believe they paid Dave Ramsey money, lots of money, because he earned the right to earn that money, because he earned the people's trust. Man, I can't wait either, Andre. That's it. Hey, this is my Andre. If my friend Andre saying that, I'm on the right path with these shirts because I don't really have seen him get excited about anything, but you let alone shirts. But yeah, I'm excited about it too. I'm just really excited about it. This is the correct direction. There are endless. I mean, I got endless statements. I mean, I there's so many statements. You put a spaceship on my. You know what? I might do that. I'm gonna make a special design shirt for you. Put a spaceship on that. Look at. Hey, Andre, put it like this. Look at spaceships as like bars on like sergeant, corporal. But the spaceships, if you have 3 spaceships, you're a sergeant. Maybe that's too nerdy. I mean, that's probably going too far. You got 3 spaceships on each one of your collars? What does that mean? Oh, yeah. How do I explain that? Yeah, I'm a lieutenant in the oh shoot, that'd be funny. Maybe one day, you go complete nerd, complete. Hey, you know what? We can come up with some alien shirts, right? That means something to aliens, because we don't really care what slaves think about that. But that'd be cool, spaceship heads or alien heads right there, just right there. That'd be funny, man. They'd be like, what the hell is that shirt? You nerd. Inside scoop on Area 51. It's I'm excited. I'm just really excited about it, man. Man, this is good. These t-shirts are gonna take off, man. They gonna take off. They be like, who is this? What is savings minus debt? What is that? What is on these shirts? That makes no sense. I know to you. All right, you guys, man. My voice is getting tired, man. I'm about to wrap this up. I got some things to do. This was a good hey, this was a good live, man. I really enjoyed this, man. Throw some ideas across you guys. Thank you, Andre, as always. You looking to join the SMD family? You can go to the members only. You can join the Discord server and speak to other SMD family members on the Discord server. Discord server is underneath each and every video. Click on the link and you can join, and you come in there, let the admin know how'd you find us or your YouTube username so we know who you are. And you can ask other questions. I'm not in there. Sometimes I'm in there, but sometimes I'm not. I'm not in there talking all the time. You just throw a question in there. Other people will will answer your question. Oh yeah, I definitely like that one. I escaped the debt matrix for sure. Oh yeah, for sure. I just got to see how this works with the shirt. How many smalls do I buy? Mediums, large, extra large, 2X? Because I noticed that I needed to get into 2X and 3X large. You know what I'm saying? Just not, but I'll figure all that out. It'll come to me. Just like first I had to come up with the main important part. I had to come up with something that's going to sell. Okay. Forget the shirts. Because what I tried to do before when I came up with them first corny ass shirts, right? Well, I consider them corny. It just wasn't done right. I was just rushing into it. I'm like, oh, I got to hurry and get these shirts out here. It just wasn't done right, right? But this time it's going to be done right. It's going to be done right out the gate, So I'm excited about it. So, all right, everyone. Appreciate you all. Again, there's my website up there. Here is my Cash App. And let me put up my email. Where's that at? There's my email. You can also find me on, where is that? You can find me on Instagram. And you can also find me on Facebook. Okay. Mostly I just post memes and stuff on there on my Facebook and Instagram. YouTube is my main outlet because YouTube is the biggest stage on the internet right now. So I just wanted to straight go to because you don't have to be a member. Everybody can access for free. There's no, there's no holding back. You don't have to join. You don't have to subscribe to me. But if you feel this channel, if you really feel it inside, I suggest you subscribe. I really do. No problem at all, Monica. It's no problem. I want to make sure people understand that this is you. If you have it and you feel it, go ahead and donate. If you don't, hey man, you're here, and it still helps you. Great, not a big deal. I'm here. Not only am I, it is financial too, but I'm here to earn people's trust. The money's going to come. The more people that trust me, the money's going to come. And I already know I have something. This is rare. This is something that is really, really rare. I like your disclaimer, right? You gotta, so funny. You gotta really say stuff like that because people just, long as I make sure I make sure it's clear that I don't discuss anything outside of personal finances, that pretty much covers a lot of stuff. So, all right, everybody. Trying to pull us away from the real message. No, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But you guys have a wonderful day. All right, later.